Chapter 6. Crossing the Line.
Yes, there will be test questions for this chapter. 10 true or false sample test questions follow. The correct answer to these 10 questions will be found in the current chapter material. It is suggested pausing the audio to read these sample test questions. Continue the audio after completing your review.
Crossing the line. One-way, two-way, passing, lane changing. Is Lockerman Street, picture 6-2, above a one-way street or a two-way street? Easy answer. It is a two-way street. The double solid yellow line is separating two single lanes of opposite direction traffic. The solid yellow line also indicates no passing. Is Main Street, Newark, picture 6-3, below a one-way street or a two-way street? Easy answer. It is a one-way street. The broken white lines are separating two single lanes of same direction traffic. Is the Kirkwood Highway, Wilmington, Delaware, picture 6-4, below a one-way street or a two-way street? Easy answer. It is a two-way street. The solid yellow lines are separating lanes of opposite direction traffic. Wrong, wrong, wrong. The Kirkwood Highway picture above is an example of two one-way roads. What? Don't get angry. Don't get upset. Just give the D team a chance to explain by a description of passing lane changing. Important. Passing requires a return to your original lane. Passing takes place in a driving environment where the vehicle executing the passing maneuver with a broken yellow line risks a head-on collision from opposite direction traffic. Passing also takes place when passing left-turning traffic on the right using the shoulder of the road if necessary. Both passing maneuvers cited above require a return to the original lane and only occur on two-way roads. Take a second look at the Kirkwood Highway picture 6-4 above. When moving from one lane to another, is there a risk from opposite direction traffic? No. Is there an opportunity to pass left-turning traffic on the right using the shoulder of the road? No. Then the Kirkwood Highway is not a two-way road. However, is it legal to change lanes when traveling in your motor vehicle on the Kirkwood Highway? Yes. Are you permitted to remain in the lane into which you just moved? Yes. Then the Kirkwood Highway is two one-way roads, dual road highway. Crossing the line. One-way, two-way, passing, lane changing. Okay. It is now time to check your answers to the fun quiz that appeared in chapter number 4, involving one-way, two-way, passing, lane changing. Below in picture 6-5, you will find 5 questions. The 5 questions relate to the 6 sets of payment line markings appearing in the picture. 1. Single solid yellow line. 2. Double solid yellow line. 3. Broken yellow lines. 4. Single solid white line. 5. Double solid white lines. And 6. Broken white lines. Before the D team provides the answers, it is important to be aware that Delaware law, for some unknown reason, is silent as to the meaning of payment line markings. Therefore, the following answers come from the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, MUTCD, which DelDOT claims as their own controlling document. Question number 1. Which line numbers permit left turns? Answer: yellow lines, 1, 2, and 3. Yellow lines permit left turns. See picture 6-6 directly below. When turning left across the yellow line, the great majority of turns are into a driveway. See black and yellow arrow, or a business facility. Question number 2. Which line numbers permit right turns? Answer: single solid white line. Number 4. When the solid white line is the shoulder of the road, yellow and black arrow, picture 6-7 below, you can turn right across the solid white line to enter a driveway or business complex. Question number 3. What is the difference between passing and lane changing? Answer: passing requires a return to your original lane. Picture 6-8 below. Lane changing provides the choice of remaining in your new lane or returning to your original lane. Picture 6-9 below. Passing, obviously a return to your original lane would be necessary. Lane change. Pick your lane and stay there if you want. You can also change again. Question 4. Which line numbers permit lane changing? Answer: a single solid white line, 4, and a broken white line, 6. It is generally known by Delaware motorists that lane changes are permitted by crossing a broken white line. However, lane changing across a solid white line is not as well understood. Perhaps the best way to understand the single solid white line is to recognize it as a stronger caution to lane changing than broken white lines. A single solid white line discourages changing lanes. Picture 6-10 below. Solid white lines are generally used to discourage changing lanes when approaching traffic signal controlled intersections. Solid white lines are also used to discourage lane changing into a turn lane when approaching traffic signal controlled intersections. Question number 5. Which line numbers permits passing? Answer: broken yellow lines, 3, and single solid white lines, 4. The broken yellow line is the simple answer. Pass and return to your original lane. No picture necessary. However, the single solid white line is a little more complicated. It is legal to pass left-turning traffic on the right using the shoulder of the road if necessary. Passing on the shoulder will be discussed further in chapter number 7. Special traffic ticket alert. Please remember it is illegal to enter a right turn lane from the shoulder of the road. See picture 6-11 below. The D-Team understands the temptation is high to enter the right turn lane from the shoulder when traffic in the through lane is backed up and you can see a clear path to the right turn lane by using the shoulder. It is even more tempting when you can see in your right side mirror a line of illegal motorists about to make your move into the right turn lane a little less safe. However, it is still illegal. The best advice the D-Team can offer is the advice from chapter number 3. You be the judge. Crossing the line. Question: what pavement line marking does not permit your tires to touch that line? The answer: the double solid white line in picture 6-12 above does not permit lane changing and or turns. It is the only pavement line marking with such a strong prohibition. Some additional common applications for a double solid white line are when approaching a toll booth, exit entrance ramps of limited access roadways, picture 6-13 below, and HOV lanes. The D-Team stands by the position that channeling, black and yellow arrow above, which is the splitting of a single solid white line, is the same as a double solid white line. Your tires are not permitted to touch the channeled portion. Crossing the line. One-way, two-way, passing, lane changing. Pavement line markings. Take out the answer you've already provided in chapter number 3 for fun quiz question below. Quiz question. Which of the vehicles in picture 6-14 above are traveling in the correct direction? The correct answer is simple, isn't it? Answer: 1, 2, and 3. Why? Because the yellow pavement line marking is on the driver's side of vehicles. The yellow pavement line marking, solid or broken, indicates opposite direction traffic traveling on the other side of the line. Unfortunately, the principle we learned in chapter number 4 also applies to pavement line markings. There are no absolutes. See picture 6-15 below. In picture 6-15 above, the center lane that includes 2 solid yellow pavement line markings and 2 broken yellow line markings is called a two-way left turn lane and or a shared center lane. This lane is reserved for opposing direction left turning traffic. Entering this lane should be delayed until you are approaching your turning point. Unfortunately, there are drivers who take advantage of this empty turn lane and enter early. similar to entering a right turn lane early from the shoulder, thereby creating a possible hazard for the driver planning to enter at the normal entry point. Two-way left turn lane, 3 points of interest. 1. A vehicle that is positioned in the two-way left turn lane will have yellow pavement line markings on both the left and right. Therefore, the two-way left turn lane is an exception to the rule: the yellow line is only on your left and never on your right. 2. If a full stop is required prior to commencing your turn due to oncoming opposite direction traffic, keep your wheels facing straight. This wheels straight left turning technique should be practiced whenever you make a left turn following a full stop due to oncoming traffic. This helps to defend you from being pushed into oncoming traffic from a rear-end collision. 3. Some Delaware motorists use the two-way left turn lane to exit to the right. When making a left turn from a cross intersection, they will enter the two-way left turn lane and wait for an opening to change lanes into the through lane on the right. While the D team is unable to locate any documentation relevant to the two-way left turn lane in Delaware law, all motorists should be aware of the below sign, picture 6-16, that appears on the side of the road in areas where the two-way left turn lane exists. The best we can do is to again refer all course takers back to chapter number 3. You be the judge. Crossing the line. One-way, two-way, passing, lane changing. See if you can figure out this one. It will take all the knowledge you have gained thus far and perhaps a little more. Picture 6-17 directly below. Question number 1. Is picture 6-17 above a one-way road or a two-way road? Below are the correct answers to the chapter number 5 fun quiz. Check and see if your answers were correct. Answer number 1. The right side of the road, northbound, arrow number 1, is a one-way road. As you have already learned, there is no passing on a one-way road. There is only lane changing, and lane changing does not require you to return to your original lane. You can remain in the lane into which you changed. Answer number 2. The left side of the road, southbound, arrow number 2, is a two-way road. It is legal to pass, but a return to the original lane is required. Obviously, lane changing would not be permitted because a lane change would create a hazard with opposite direction traffic. Summary. If you knew the correct answers, you are to be commended. However, do not feel bad if you got an answer wrong. This is truly an advanced quiz. Fortunately, in Delaware, we have not yet been exposed to such a complicated roadway design, a combination one-way, two-way road.
Crossing the line. Hit or miss. Picture 6-19. The Delaware News Journal has identified that Delaware police officials claim a motorist who is confronted with a potential collision with a deer should hit the deer rather than attempting to avoid hitting it. Delaware Defensive Driving, Inc. responds below. The good, bad news. Normally, if you are unfortunate enough to end up in an encounter with a deer, your odds of survival have little to do with the actions you take. Any decisions you make will come from instant fear, which normally results in an attempt to remove yourself from the impending danger. If time permits, a normal person will instinctively choose flight. Hitting any animal is not a normal instinctive behavior. Is that the best choice? There are no absolutes. Below is just one of many newspaper articles identifying where the driver either voluntarily or involuntarily carried out the message suggested in the Delaware News Journal article, "Hit the deer." The result was not pleasant. Dancer dies in blaze after car hits a deer. Fireball on dual carriageway kills new driver and friend. Victims are Daniela Ruggiero, 18, and a 17-year-old passenger yet to be named. Both died at the scene near Ware, Hertfordshire. Citroën C1 hit a deer, collided with a Volvo V40, then burst into flames. There are no absolutes. Pop quiz time. Pop quiz number 1. The red arrow above points to the world's smallest traffic island, compliments of Del. While the majority of Delaware motorists would have no idea of its meaning, the D team is confident you will immediately recognize its purpose due to the knowledge you have gained by way of the Smart Defense curriculum. Right. Yes, you are correct. Even though it is really small, the meaning remains the same. Del. is alerting us to the fact that the right turn lane is not controlled by intersection traffic light. Pop quiz number 2. Does the state of Delaware have a passing lane law? Left lane of a road having 2 or more lanes for traffic traveling in the same direction. See picture below. Delaware Code, Title 21, Chapter 41, Section 4116. Right again. A motorist is traveling in the left lane of a roadway having 2 or more lanes for same direction traffic is entitled to that lane even if not executing a passing overtaking maneuver if 1. Traveling at the posted speed limit. 2. Intending to turn left within a reasonable distance. 3. Traveling below the posted speed limit but not blocking traffic to the rear. Pop quiz number 3. Can eating while driving result in a driving record violation? Of course, the answer is yes. Inattentive, distractive driving. See picture immediately below for a more detailed explanation. Important. It is not you, but the police officer who makes the decision. An inattentive driving ticket can be issued to a motorist who engages in eating while driving. True. This is particularly true if you end up in an accident while eating. It is not necessarily against the law to eat while driving. However, what you eat may lead you to a dead end. Pop quiz number 4. Can a child who has attained the age of 8 years old eliminate the booster seat from his or her safety procedures when traveling in a moving motor vehicle? Yes. However, using smart defense to counter the power of the force is more important than avoiding a diving defender. Joey, see picture above, is now 8 years old and according to Delaware law no longer is required to use a booster seat. But both he and his parents know he needs to grow just a bit more before they say goodbye to his booster seat when traveling in a moving motor vehicle. Smart defense. Keep a child in a booster seat until they fit properly in a seat belt system, even if the age 8 or greater is reached or the weight greater than 65 pounds is attained. Pop quiz number 5. Is wearing a seatbelt a guarantee? Answer: yes. It's called the odds. Increasing one's odds of returning home safely is guaranteed when the vehicle safety restraint system is utilized correctly.
SOS. You can drive smart or you can drive stupid.